Do you know what happens in 3 seconds? A lot. 3 seconds is the time it takes to take a deep breath. 3 seconds is the time it takes to make a choice. 3 seconds is the time between reacting and responding. 3 seconds can be the difference between a day ruined by anger and a day saved by wisdom. Welcome to the Quotebook. Today, we are doing something different. We are not diving into long philosophical debates. We are not analyzing complex ideas. Today, we are giving you a tool, a simple, powerful, life-changing tool. It's called the 3-second rule. And it works like this. When life hits you hard, when stress rises, when anger floods your chest, when anxiety screams in your ears, you pause. Just 3 seconds. And in that pause, you let one simple quote reset your mind. One sentence. 3 seconds. Instant calm. This is not magic. This is training. This is rewiring your brain to respond instead of react. And the quotes we are about to share are your new weapons against chaos. Let's begin. Quote 1, the breath. The first quote comes from an ancient text, the Tao Te Ching, written by Lao Tzu more than 2,000 years ago. It says, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You might have heard this before. It sounds simple, but in a moment of panic, of overwhelm, of stress, this quote is a lifeline. Because when your mind is screaming about everything that could go wrong, when you feel buried under problems, when anxiety tells you that you cannot handle what's coming, this quote pulls you back to now. 1,000 miles begins with one step. You don't have to solve everything today. You don't have to fix your whole life. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to take one step, one breath, one small action. Try it right now. Take 3 seconds. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. That was one step. The journey continues. But you just took it. You are still here. You are still moving. The 3-second rule with this quote, when you feel overwhelmed, stop. Say to yourself, one step. Then take it. Just one. The rest will follow. Quote 2, the present. The next quote comes from the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh, who spent his life teaching people how to be present. He said, the present moment is the only moment available to us. It is the door to all moments. Think about what steals your peace. Is it what is happening right now? Or is it what happened yesterday that you cannot change? Or what might happen tomorrow that you cannot control? Most of our suffering lives in the past or the future. Regret lives in the past. Anxiety lives in the future. And both of them are lies. Because the only thing real, the only thing you can actually touch and feel and change is right now. This moment, this breath, this word you are hearing. When you feel anxiety rising, when your mind starts spinning stories about what might go wrong, use this quote. 3 seconds. Say to yourself, right now, am I okay? Usually the answer is yes. Right now you are breathing. Right now you are safe. Right now you are here. The present moment is not just a philosophy. It is a refuge. It is a door you can walk through anytime, and it only takes 3 seconds to open it. Quote 3, the impermanence. This next quote comes from the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, who faced wars, plagues, and the weight of an empire. He wrote in his journal, remember that all things have always been the same, and will be the same again. You will only live a short time. You must live in the present with joy. Why does this bring calm? Because when you are in the middle of a crisis, it feels permanent. It feels like this moment of pain will last forever. The fight with your partner feels like the end of love. The mistake at work feels like the end of your career. The embarrassing moment feels like it will define you forever. But Marcus Aurelius reminds you, nothing lasts forever. Not the good moments, which is sad. but also not the bad moments, which is a relief. This too shall pass. It always does. 3 seconds. When you are in pain, stop. Say to yourself, this will pass. And somehow, the grip of the moment loosens. You remember that you have survived everything life has thrown at you so far. You will survive this too. Impermanence is not just a fact. It is freedom. The bad moment is temporary. Breathe. Wait. It will move on. Quote 4. The letting go. The Chinese philosopher Chuang Tzu told a story that contains a powerful quote. He said, "A man carrying a boat across a river sees another boat heading toward him. He shouts and shouts, but the boat keeps coming. He grows angry, furious, but when the boat hits his boat, he sees it is empty. His anger disappears. It was never about the collision. It was about the belief that someone was trying to hurt him." The quote we take from this is simple. The empty boat carries no anger. What does this mean for your life? Most of the time, when someone upsets you, you assume they did it on purpose. They meant to hurt you. They are against you. And that assumption causes your anger. But what if their boat was empty? What if they were just distracted, tired, struggling, unaware? What if their action had nothing to do with you at all? 3 seconds. When someone cuts you off in traffic, when a colleague says something rude, when a partner seems cold, stop. Imagine their boat is empty. They are not attacking you. They are just moving through their own storm. Your anger is optional. You can let it go. The empty boat carries no anger. You can choose to be empty too. Quote 5. The inner peace. The Roman Stoic Seneca wrote something that should be tattooed on the mind of every anxious person. He said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Read that again. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. This is one of the most liberating truths ever spoken. Think about the last time you were anxious. What were you actually afraid of? Not what was happening, what might happen. Your imagination created a disaster movie, and you sat in the theater of your mind, watching it, feeling the fear as if it were real. But here's the truth. Most of the things we worry about never happen, and the ones that do happen are rarely as bad as we imagine. The imagination is a liar. It takes a small possibility and blows it up into a certainty. 3 seconds. When anxiety starts, stop. Ask yourself, is this real or is this imagination? If it's imagination, you can stop feeding it. You can come back to reality. And in reality, right now, you are probably okay. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Remember that. Let it free you. Quote 6, the control. The most famous Stoic prayer written by Epictetus is the foundation of all calm. He said, "Some things are within our control, others are not." That's it. That's the whole philosophy in one sentence. Some things are up to you, some things are not. And peace comes from knowing the difference. What is within your control? Your thoughts, your choices, your actions, your responses. That's it. Everything else is outside your control. The weather, the economy, other people's opinions, traffic, the past, the future, all of it. Not your business, not your problem. When you feel stressed, it is almost always because you are trying to control something you cannot control. You are trying to make someone like you. You are trying to make the future certain. You are trying to change the past, and it is making you crazy. 3 seconds. Stop. Ask, is this in my control? If yes, act. If no, let it go. That simple, that powerful, that free. Quote 7, the gratitude. The Roman philosopher Cicero wrote, "Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others." Why does gratitude calm you? Because you cannot be anxious and grateful at the same time. They are opposite states. Anxiety looks at what might go wrong. Gratitude looks at what is already right. When you are spiraling, when fear is taking over, when everything feels dark, gratitude is the emergency brake. It stops the slide. It pulls you back to what is good. 3 seconds. When panic rises, name one thing you are grateful for. Just one. Your breath, your heart beating, the roof over your head, the fact that you woke up today. One thing. Feel it. Say it. Gratitude breaks the spell of fear. It is impossible to feel hopeless and thankful at the same time. Try it right now. Think of one thing you are grateful for. Feel the shift. That is the power of this quote. Quote 8. The now. The Zen Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh gave us another gift with these words. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. This is not just poetry. It is instruction. It is a 3-second meditation you can do anywhere, anytime, with no one knowing. Breathing in, I calm my body. You are telling your nervous system, we are safe. We are slowing down. We are here. Breathing out, I smile. Even if it is a small smile, even if you don't feel it, the act of smiling sends a signal to your brain that things are okay. The brain believes the face. If you smile, the brain thinks, we must be happy. And it starts to relax. 3 seconds. Try it now. Breathe in. Say, I calm my body. Breathe out. Smile. Just a little. Feel the difference? That is the 3-second rule in action. That is instant calm. Quote 9. The peace. The Buddha gave the world many gifts, but perhaps the simplest and most powerful is this. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. We spend our lives chasing peace from the outside. If I get the promotion, I'll be peaceful. If they apologize, I'll be peaceful. If the world changes, I'll be peaceful. But it never works. Because peace is not something you find. It is something you build inside. The problem is not the traffic. The problem is your reaction to the traffic. The problem is not the person. The problem is your judgment of the person. The problem is not the world. The problem is your expectations of the world. 3 seconds. When you feel disturbed, stop. Look inside. Ask, where's this coming from? Not from the outside, from your thoughts about the outside. And your thoughts are yours. You can change them. You can release them. You can choose peace. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. This is not a suggestion. It is the only way. Quote 10, the strength. Finally, the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche wrote something that has helped millions survive their darkest moments. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. This is not toxic positivity. This is not pretending pain is good. This is remembering that you are more resilient than you think. Every struggle you have survived has built something in you. Muscles you cannot see. Wisdom you cannot unlearn. Strength you cannot lose. When you are in the middle of pain, it feels like it will break you. But look back at your life. How many things almost broke you? And yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still reading these words. 3 seconds. When you feel weak, remember you have survived 100% of your worst days so far. That is a perfect record. You are stronger than you know. This moment will pass, and you will be stronger on the other side. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. It is not just a quote. It is the story of every human who ever lived.